Hello all, we're on to chapter 22 today. So yesterday's chapter 21 was all about Violet Beauregarde, and unfortunately she is no longer in the story. She didn't listen to Willy Wonka and she ate the chewing gum when she wasn't supposed to, and it ended up in her turning into a blueberry. So I wonder what is going to happen in today's chapter. Will there be anything wild like that happening again today? So we're down to 3 children left in Willy Wonka's factory, and of course Charlie Bucket and his grandfather are still there, our 2 main characters. So let's continue on and see what happens today. Today's chapter is called Along the Corridors, chapter 22. Well, 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 sighed Mr. Wonka. 2 naughty children gone, 3 good children left. I think we'd better get out of this room quickly before we lose anyone else. But Mr. Wonka, said Charlie Bucket anxiously, will Violet Beauregarde ever be all right again, or will she always be a blueberry? They'll dejuice her in no time flat, declared Mr. Wonka. They'll roll her into the dejuicing machine and she'll come out just as thin as a whistle. But will she still be blue all over? Asked Charlie. She'll be purple, cried Mr. Wonka. A fine rich purple from head to toe. But there you are. That's what comes from chewing disgusting gum all day. If you think gum is so disgusting, said Mike Teavee, then why do you make it in your factory? I do wish you wouldn't mumble, said Mr. Wonka. I can't hear a word you're saying. Come on, off we go. Hurry up, follow me. We're going into the corridors again. And so saying, Mr. Wonka scuttled across to the far end of the inventing room and went out through a small secret door hidden behind a lot of pipes and stoves. The 3 remaining children, Veruca Salt, Mike Teavee and Charlie Bucket, together with the 5 remaining grown-ups, followed after him. Charlie Bucket saw that they were now back in one of those long pink corridors with many other pink corridors leading out of it. Mr. Wonka was rushing along in front, turning left and right and right and left, and Grandpa Joe was saying, "Keep at a good hold of my hand, Charlie. It would be terrible to get lost in here." Mr. Wonka was saying, "No time for any more messing about. We'll never get anywhere at the rate we've been going." And on he rushed down the endless pink corridor, with his black top hat perched on top of his head and his plum-coloured velvet coattails flying out behind him like flags in the wind. They passed another door, then another, and another. There were doors every 20 paces or so along the corridor now, and they all had something written on them, and strange clanking noises were coming from behind several of them, and delicious smells came wafting through the keyholes, and sometimes little jets of coloured steam shot out from the cracks underneath. Grandpa Joe and Charlie were half running and half walking to keep up with Mr. Wonka, but they were able to read what it said on quite a few of the doors as they hurried by. "Edible marshmallow pillows," it said on one. "Marshmallow pillows are terrific," shouted Mr. Wonka as he dashed by. "They'll be all the rage when they get into the shops. No time to go in, though. No time to go in." "Lickable wallpaper for nurseries," it said on the next door. "Lovely stuff." "Lickable wallpaper," cried Mr. Wonka, rushing past. "It has pictures of fruits on it. Bananas, apples, oranges, grapes, pineapples, strawberries, and snozberries." "Snozberries," said Mike Teavee. "Don't interrupt," said Mr. Wonka. "The wallpaper has pictures of all these fruit printed on them, and when you lick the picture of a banana, it tastes of a banana. When you lick a strawberry, it tastes of a strawberry. And when you lick a snozberry, it tastes just like a snozberry." "But what does a snozberry taste like?" "You're muffling again," said Mr. Wonka. "Speak louder next time. On we go. Hurry up." "Hot ice cream for cold days," it said on the next door. "Extremely useful in the winter," said Mr. Wonka, rushing on. "Hot ice cream warms you up to no end in the freezing weather. I also make hot ice cream cubes for putting in hot drinks. Hot ice cubes make hot drinks hotter. Cows that give chocolate milk," it said on the next door. "Ah, my pretty little cows," said Mr. Wonka. "How I love those cows." "But why can't we see them?" asked Veruca Salt. "Why do we want to go rushing on past all these lovely rooms?" "We shall stop in time," called out Mr. Wonka. "Don't be so madly impatient." "Fizzy lifting drinks," it said on the next door. "Oh, those are fabulous," cried Mr. Wonka. "They fill you with bubbles, and the bubbles are full of special kind of gas, and this gas is so terrifically lifting that it lifts you right off the ground like a balloon, and up you go until your head hits the ceiling, and there you stay." "But how do you come down again?" asked Charlie. "You do a burp, of course," said Mr. Wonka. "You do a great big, long, rude burp, and up comes the gas, and down comes you. But don't drink it outdoors. There's no knowing how high you'll be carried up if you do that. I gave some to an old Oompa Loompa once you see out in the outback, and he went up and disappeared out of sight. It was very sad. I never saw him again." "He should have burped," Charlie said. Of course he should have burped, said Mr. Wonka. I stood there shouting, burp, you silly ass, burp, or you'll never come down again. But he didn't, or couldn't, or wouldn't. I don't know which. Maybe he was too polite. He must be on the moon by now. On the next door it said, square candies that look round. Wait, said Mr. Wonka, skidding suddenly to a halt. I am very proud of my square candies that look round. Let's take a peek. So that is the end of chapter 22. And we have gained an insight to a couple more of Willy Wonka's inventions. So before midterm, I got you all to come up with some inventions, and they were all absolutely amazing. So it's nice to see some more of Willy Wonka's ideas, and he's some really, really interesting ones there. So one of them that he really seems to enjoy is this square candies that look round, and tomorrow's chapter is all about that. So I look forward to reading that with you guys tomorrow. I hope you all enjoyed today's reading, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.